I loved to do what every teenager loved to do. Go to festivals, travel and party. I liked reading horoscopes and dive into the spiritual world. But then the spiritual world started to show itself. And I started to notice that it was real and dangerous. I started to get more and more scared, and suddenly the fear started to rule my life. It made drinking and partying take up more of my life. I felt that alcohol made me forget about reality. That I was miserable, empty inside and exhausted by the fear. At the age of 15, I was not really happy anymore. When I was 17 years old, I reached the bottom. I started thinking, is there anyone in this world who could help me? I actually went to a psychologist, but the fear did not leave regardless of what method I used. It all started the summer in 2013. I was wondering if God actually existed. I thought it was weird if he did exist, because why then was it so much unrighteousness in this world? But I had a hope, so I just asked out a prayer in my bedroom anyway. God, if you do exist, please show me. Nothing happened, so I just went on with my life as usual. A few weeks later, I started at a Christian music school. I didn't notice that it was a Christian school until I experienced the most important thing in my life. Outside my apartment, there was a bunch of cars more than usual, and I wondered why, so I asked my friends. They told me that I was a Christian meeting, and that a man named Nicky Cruz had been a gang leader in New York, and tell people how God has transformed his life.
And that day, I gave my life to Jesus Christ. I surrendered myself.
When I heard what he had experienced with God, it was as if I knew it was true. He told us about how Jesus was the Son of God and that God wanted to have fellowship with us through his Son, Jesus Christ. And it all seemed just too easy. I had experienced so many spiritual things before, but it was a love I never had experienced before. At the end of the meeting, I went ahead to see when people got prayed for. A man who was standing next to me just fell down on the floor. I thought this was weird. I really didn't believe it. I did not like Christians, and this was the reason. Until I suddenly felt a force or a power coming down my own legs. We went home and I actually was shocked that this was real. I prayed to God that tomorrow the preacher had to pray for me so I could have a relationship with God, the same as he had. When I came to the meeting the next day, it was no room for me to sit in the front. Suddenly, a lady in a yellow vest came to ask if we'd sit in the front, because those who had reserved did not show up. Then I realized that God actually had heard my prayer. At the end of the meeting, he just prayed a prayer in Spanish, but I could feel God's presence going from head to toe. And then I bursted into tears and I just fell down. And I could feel all the pain I had ever experienced was lifted off of me. And I felt completely clean afterwards, and I couldn't stop smiling.
Some of you need Jesus. You need forgiveness. You need to forgive yourself for all the things that you have done, and you need help. And Jesus Christ can help you. He can heal your heart. He can kiss your pains away like he did to me. He will come if you call him right now.